very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the launch of the all-new Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Well, I'm Naveen Kohli, your host this beautiful afternoon, and it's a true pleasure to have each and every one of you present with us. Define creativity differently. All of us come from different walks of life, all of us with different experiences, all of us with different definitions. However, let's kickstart the proceedings for the day by having a look at what creativity might mean to each and every one of us.
Creativity?
Doing something original.
Pick up lines that actually work. Giving solutions to problems that others can't. Ultimate jugaad. Dhoni ka helicopter shot.
Creating something out of nothing.
X factor.
Expressing myself in whatever way I want. Let's say being me. Of course.
Prime. When I want to be. Most of the time, but I can't draw.
Always. When I stop writing. When I ask for chutti from the boss.
Well, that's wonderful, and I'm sure many of you might agree with those opinions. However, in my opinion, creativity is the power to transcend, the power to make a difference. At that note, may I invite on stage the President and CEO, Southwest Asia Headquarters, Samsung Electronics, Mr. B.D. Park.
Good afternoon and welcome to the launch of our flagship product, Galaxy Note 2 here in Hyderabad. A special welcome also to our friends from the media who have flown in from other parts of the country to be here with us today. After looking at the opening video, you all must be thinking about why we are suddenly talking about creativity. What is the connection between creativity as we saw in the video and Samsung products? To my mind, it's a very obvious one. And that is, at Samsung, we believe that you and me, all of us are creative. Creativity is not just the domain of the artists. Finding innovative solutions for all sorts of challenges, small ones as well as the big ones. Expressing yourself in the way you want to, or working out problems. That's what creativity is about. Today we are talking about creativity because it is the reason for the creation of many of our outstanding mobile products. Samsung is nurturing creativity, empowering people with technology to freely express themselves in ways they can imagine. When we launched the Galaxy Note in India in November last year, we gave people the first of a new mobile category, a smartphone optimized for content creation. This unique device brings the best of mobile culture, entertainment, and communication into a single, elegant design with added freedom and flexibility of a traditional pen and paper. Consumers all over the world welcomed and loved the Note. Sales crossed the 10 million in a few months itself, which proved that the new concept of the Note was accepted as the really creative device which opened the new horizon of smartphone life. We created the category, and we will continue to refine it. Recently, we launched our Note 800. It lets us be more creative and productive, while also adding some very relevant learning capabilities, advanced features, and an unrivaled performance. And now, we are taking it one step further with the Galaxy Note 2. Since the day the Galaxy Note came out, we began to work on making better with a range of advanced features that will spark creativity in all of us. Galaxy Note 2 embodies the best of the Note and takes it to a new level with even more amazing features and powerful performance. It cannot be described just as an amazing smartphone. It's more than that. While my colleagues will take you through its amazing features, but I cannot resist but tell you about a few aspects of the Note 2 that make it truly special. For one, the Note 2 is running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. A smoother, more powerful, more customizable operating system doesn't exist today. Number two, we took that great 5.3-inch screen of the Galaxy Note and we made it slightly larger at 5.5 inches. But it doesn't feel larger. In fact, we shaved a few millimeters of the bezel. So it's slightly narrowed. Overall, it became much more attractive. And we made it a bit longer to make it fit perfectly in your hands. We even lightened the product. In other words, it's even more portable and more powerful with an exceptionally strong battery. So you can access that perfect viewing experience all day long. And number three, of course, is the wonderful evolution of the S Pen. Everyone who picks this up and tries it out is amazed by the precision and many creative applications with which you can experience a totally new life. The Galaxy Note 2 offers creative possibilities and opens up productivity to everybody. It's easy and fun to use and allows you to express yourself with almost no boundaries. You can discover information faster than others, capture your ideas anytime, anywhere, express your thoughts better, and efficiently manage your tasks. And as a communication device, it will help you share your thoughts with others, adding even more value to your creativity. I'm confident that the Note 2 will be better welcomed by the Indian consumers, and our commitment stays firm. We will not only bring our innovative top-of-the-line products to the Indian market, but we will bring them to India first. Galaxy Note 2 is being launched in India next week. One of the first few markets in the world where this Note 2 is being launched. So, I'd like all of you to spend some time with Note 2 today and experience how it gives expression to your creativity. I hope that you enjoy today's session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for, the all-new Samsung Note 2. May I invite on stage Mr. B.D. Park, Mr. Asim Varsi, along with one of the country's most noted film directors. Let's give it up for Imtiaz Ali.
So we can have the reveal of the phone itself.
Okay.
This is the phone, ladies and gentlemen. You have yours.
I have mine.
Great. I have mine.
Yeah. So why don't you turn on the
I'll help you.
sound?
Yeah.
I already have it on the notes, which is good actually, because I need that.
Great. That's the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Closer together. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Imtiaz. Thank you very much.
May I request the media to kindly settle down? More photo opportunities will be made available to the media in the display area.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome once again. My name is Asim Varsi. We will have shortly Imtiaz back with us later during my presentation. I would like to start this session. As Mr. Park has already stated, we have created the Note category at Samsung over the last 1 year, worldwide and resoundingly in India as well. This device is all about, or the category is all about, as he mentioned, large screens with the S Pen input capability. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's important to note that handheld devices or smartphones as they are typically about consuming, viewing, connecting, communicating. It's lesser about creation, expression, creativity. It is Samsung's endeavor and Samsung's effort over the last 1 year and into the future to further sharpen this, enhance this, and enrich this capability for consumers to not just consume, but even to create through their devices. And this is the sum and substance of how and why Note has come about. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak lesser about the features that make this device truly the greatest smartphone in the world as we stand today. It is the best. But I think it's more important than to talk about the features, to share about truly the intrinsic values of this device that make it what it is, specifically the why and the how of how the differences and what the differences this device is going to make to consumers' lives. And that's, I think, going to be the focus of my discussion and presentation going forward. So let me start about this device by first talking about the amazing display resolution and the display capability that this device has. I think Mr. Park already spoke about the display size of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Well, we've definitely made it larger. We've also made it slimmer and thereby ergonomically much better and much slimmer and much easier to hold and carry by consumers. But that's not all. I must add over here that it comes with the much acclaimed AMOLED technology of Samsung, which has been honed, improved and sharpened to its best right now. This device indeed comes with HD Super AMOLED capabilities, which perhaps is the best in the business of display and handheld resolution capability in handsets today. The viewing experience, as I said, is not just unparalleled, it's even better in terms of its true-to-color reproduction and expression. This is one of the key features that makes this device so immersive and so exciting and so creative. After all, your creativity is directly proportional to how you're able to see, view, and judge what you create. This display empowers precisely that. Moving on from the display size itself, I'd like to share with you the all-important battery backup and battery capability of this device. We might wonder that with a 5.5-inch display with a HD Super AMOLED capability, what does this do to the battery and the power plant of the device? Ladies and gentlemen, this device comes with a whopping 3,100 milliamperes of battery power. In simple English, let me share with you that in 2G network speeds, it gives you over 35 hours of talk time straight out. In 3G network speeds, it gives you over 16 hours of talk time straight out. It's unprecedented. It's enormous for this kind of a high-end smartphone to be powered with this kind of a battery backup and talk time capability. In this industry, we talk a lot about multitasking, right? Especially with smartphones and gadgets such as the Note series of Samsung. Well, on this device, you can truly maximize and epitomize your multitasking capability thanks to the engine with which this device is powered by. As Mr. Park briefly mentioned to you, it comes with no less than a 1.6 gigahertz quad-core processor with 2 GB of RAM, with 533 megahertz of a GPU, a graphic processor. All of these combined, ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, make this device perhaps the fastest and the sharpest device out there in the marketplace today. It doesn't get faster than this as we stand today. Another very, very cool feature, which I've personally grown to love
amongst the most of this device, as I've been using it and living with it, and I believe a lot of users and consumers would love it too, is basically related to the S Pen, and that's the Air View feature. Let's spend a little time describing what is this all new Air View feature. Sometimes we need to really dig deep into our albums or into our file folders or our archives to dig out a picture or a file or a document or a video. Well, that job is tedious and tardy because you've got to go folder by folder and further folders and probably image after image after image of scanning and scrolling. Well, with the Air View, the key difference is that it gives you a preview of what is inside that what you're opening. So if you want to go into a folder, your S Pen has to come out of the display of the device and not even touch the display. You can just hold it about 1.4 centimeters away from the display and the display starts moving and acting. So it will give you a preview of what lies inside that folder. All you got to do is take it out and hover it over the display. That's how simple and light it is. You can use it for different things. There are different applications for using the Easy View, the Air View, the feature of this. Let's take first up the S Planner. The S Planner is akin to a mobile calendar, which is there in the Samsung Galaxy devices. Most scheduling programs, as you all would know and understand, are two-dimensional grids, and they're full of data and information about our appointments, about our schedules, about our contact numbers, about our email IDs of friends, people, etc. It's dense. So with the Air View feature, with the S Pen that you pull out and you hold near a widget or an icon on your S Planner, it'll pop up and expand what the contents of that date or that appointment or that schedule holds. How easy is it? If you want to go further deeper into it, you just click on it and there you go deeper inside. But if you want to browse over it, you don't even touch it, you just move your S Pen over the various schedules. It'll pop each schedule up individually as you go through it. That's how easy and intuitive it makes it. Just one example. Let's take certain other usages of the Air View. Your email lists, for example. So you have, let's say, a Yahoo ID of yours. You go into your email list. You hold the S Pen, again, less than or up to 1.4 centimeters away from the display. It'll give you a snap preview of the email and the contents of the email. Very easy, very intuitive. You can browse through, it'll pop email after email. You want to read an email in full, click on it, and there you go deep inside. That's how intuitive it makes email, for example. Let's move to the gallery. You have lots of images, lots of photos. You go to your gallery folder, you have 500 odd images. You can quickly scroll through it. It'll help you not only scroll your gallery, it'll also give you previews of the images as they exist in the gallery. Click on the image you want to see. Easy. One of my personal favorites of the Air View feature is the video. So typically, when your video is playing on the screen, and it's a long video, let's say it's a 20-minute long video, and you want to come to a specific part of the video which you want to see or show to your friend, well, the timeline, the progress bar of the video, you just browse your S Pen in the air over it. It'll show you the frames that apply at that moment of that video. You click on the frame you want to start viewing from midway through the video. So it gives you a very good, very easy, very quick access directly. That's the Air View. It's a great preview tool. Let's move to another great application and set of features around this device, and that's the pop-up set of features. So, pop-up note, for example, is the first up of these features. It's yet another example of how the Galaxy Note is designed around the challenges of our everyday lives. It makes, personally, me think once again about how important pens are in our lives. Will pens ever go out? God forbid. It's very important. How many times have we been, for example, on a phone call, and we feel the need for a quick grab of a chit or a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil lying around to take the note of a number or a friend's name or an email ID or what have you? That's precisely at that moment when you're talking on the phone with the S Note, with the Galaxy Note 2, you can instantly take the pen out while you're on call. It'll give you a quick view access to your note, and you can start jotting down the points you need to make. Close it, it saves automatically. So, while you're on the call, remembering or recalling or noting down that piece of information or name couldn't get easier. It's on the same device. You don't have to grab any third device out there, over there. Well, while this is exceptionally convenient, like the Galaxy S3, this device has certain other pop-up features as well. Pop-up video, for instance. We've created pop-up video for the Galaxy S3, which also plays on this. This essentially allows you to watch your video in a sub-screen view. So instead of viewing your video on the entire screen, let's say you needed to multitask on certain emails or certain documents of work, etc. You could have your your video playing in a shorter window on one corner or any part of the screen so that you choose. You can even with pinch zoom adjust the size of the video that you want playing on your screen. So it's a 5.5-inch large clear display. You decide and you choose the size of the video that should play out of that 5.5 inches. Very intuitive, very fun. There's another feature which is the pop-up browser, the third of the pop-ups that this device provides. Let's say you're reading an email and your contact has sent you a URL. Now there is no need to switch from the email to the browser, type in the URL and start reading and scanning what you have to. You just click on the URL through the email and it will launch the browser. As I said before, this is perfect to maintain your train of thoughts and the creative application at that moment that you were immersed in. Doesn't ever let you lose your spark of creativity. One more thing that I want to talk about here is something we call the quick command. Quick command is extremely intuitive, again very powerful feature on the Galaxy Note 2. One of the things that I love personally about the quick command is that it gathers different tools into one concatenated place that lets you get them easily and much faster. All you have to do is take the pen and drop a line from the top of the screen downwards. What it does is it drops down the menu, and in the menu it gives you quick widgets to start up certain intuitive, obvious applications that you will use using the S Pen feature. So whether it's an email or whether it's about phone settings or whether it's about a map search widget, it's all there. Not just this, you can customize the widgets you want to use more. You can remove the widgets that you don't want to use or you don't see yourself using that much. It's totally customizable. So this quick view, you take the pen out and your device immediately is ready to serve you the key widgets that you're going to use with your S Pen. Very convenient. It's also, as I mentioned, quick view is the first of sorts that hitherto is not seen in any of our previous devices or any device out there in the marketplace. We're pretty sure that when consumers discover it and they begin to just start using it, they will certainly love this feature and the convenience of it. The next feature that I'd like to take you all through over here is about the creativity at the next level. Indeed, this device helps nurture our creativity, sure, but how to do it in more customized and easier ways, some bits about that. There's a feature first up that I want to talk about, that's Easy Clip. The Easy Clip feature comes handy, and we incidentally introduced it 1 year ago with the first Galaxy Note that we launched into the market. At that time, using the S Pen, you could take a screen grab or a screenshot of what was there on your phone and start working on it. Well, we've only taken that feature to the next level. It's much more refined and it's much more friendly now. Let's say you're on a web page, or you're browsing a certain website, or you're checking out a PDF document. There's an image, or there is a statistic, or there's a graph, or there is a line that you want to capture out of that. Well, it's easy. You take your S Pen out, press the smart button, crop around it, it saves it automatically. It also automatically gives you all your email IDs or engines on your device or your instant messaging engines on your device. It gives you a quick pop-up the minute you do this quick view thing, the crop feature that you use. You can immediately drag it to that mail or your instant messaging service where you want to paste it and send it to a friend. You just take it there, type the ID of your friend or your contact, click send, over. It's that easy. I'm sure once we try this, and I would urge you all after this to once again go back, experience the device and see some of these features, how intuitive and how fun it's become using the S Pen that much more. Now, I want to speak about a bit more about the incredibility of the S Pen in its standalone sense, because truly it is incredible. There is no device or there is no experience really out there in the world of smartphones that comes with this dimension, that's the S Pen dimension. We've incorporated various features through the S Pen and using the S Pen. The applications and their phenomenal width and capability of these that it'll come with. I want to talk to you about the keyboard and really how we are going to be able to use that to personalize our messaging in our communication. One of the features that really emphasizes the power of the S Pen and the innovative nature of the Galaxy Note 2 is something what we call Photo Note. Now, Photo Note, if you all would recall the good old days when we used to shoot through analog cameras, take a print, a 4x6 inch print or a 3x5 inch print of the picture, and make our notes behind it, write the names of the people or the date where it was clicked or the location where it was clicked, so on and so forth. We used to make those notes. Well, the convenience and the intuitive, the utility of that is back in this feature through this device. The Photo Note feature allows you to go into the images on your device and actually using your S Pen, flip the image over, literally it flips over, you see it flip over, and make your note, save it. It remains there. Those notes remain behind every photo that you want to write behind. This is great, simply. Especially when you remember the people who used to love being able to customize their photos. I think for them specifically, this feature is going to come really handy. So, well, this is really a new tool and a whole set of tools in the arsenal of creativity for consumers through their handheld phones, through their smartphones. We believe they're going to love this. Another great example about how the S Pen has been integrated with our S Planner. Let's talk a bit about that. The S Pen powerfully fuses the beauty of that analog world with the power of an incredibly advanced digital device. So analog and digital come together through the S Pen on the Galaxy Note 2. And it's purely natural handwriting of the S Pen that makes it work so well. With normal digital calendars on your desktop or some of your smartphones, you have to type the information into a cell or tick off on a box. So you have to use digital input. Well, in this it's different. You use the S Pen input to annotate around that, to write around that, to make it as natural an experience as you would on your desktop paper calendar where you would write and make your notes and comments. Well, you can literally do that on your S Planner or your calendar on this device using the S Pen input. You can even toggle between the different pen styles that you've set. So you could choose inks, widths, types of tips, whatever way of input and the creativity or the differentiation you want to create around the notes you want to jot down. All of this has been made possible, ladies and gentlemen, with one very key feature about the S Pen. And that is its capability of pressure sensing. Yes, the S Pen is tuned to sense 1024 different levels of pressure sensitivity. Now that's a very wide range of pressure sensing. What that does again is really allow the pen to draw lines of depths, widths, of intensity as the pressure that you apply through the S Pen. Now one last thing about this, let's think about how well it works with email. You can actually use, and I personally, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm writing an SMS or I'm writing an email or I'm sending a quick instant message, you can actually go into handwriting recognition. So on the writing bar, I write at the speed and in the manner I write using an actual pen and paper. I write into my device, and this device capability of transcoding it into digitized form is at the speed at which I write. As intuitive and as fast as my own handwriting capability. Emails, annotations, drawings, SMS, instant messages, you name it. So, well, the writing and translation along the images and all, the visualization only gets that much better because it's done in a natural way. One of the other things is in terms of expression. Well, I think there's a hidden artist amongst all of us and not the best inside me personally, but yes, this device comes with another feature which is the idea sketch feature. Now what this does for the artist within us or not inside us is that this device gives you a repository of 800 illustrations that you can use to express different moods, different messages, different impact that you want to send through your communication. Not only that, you can improvise upon these and you can add, subtract to these images, or you can entirely create your own illustrations and add to this existing library of 800 different illustrations. So, well, that's another dimension to it. Something on the applications part. Indeed, it's a smartphone and the epitome of it with a great feature which is the S Pen. So we believe for the application developer community, it's a great opportunity, and they are extremely excited about it. We see a host of applications being developed specifically for the S Pen input capability that this device provides, and a range of our Note devices provide. Some of these features let's talk about. Let's say the paper artist application. You must try this application. It's pre-burnt into some of the devices here. It comes preloaded in the S2, in fact, on the Note 2. As I mentioned about this a while ago, people love to put effects or messages on their photographs, for example. This, for example, the paper app feature or the application is going to help exactly this, and it's going to make it exceptionally more fun and enhance their image annotation and image editing capabilities. You can shade it, you can add text to it, you can add features and graphs to it, you can subtract what you have to out of an image, you can change the format of the image as well. There's that much editing and more you can do through this application. Well, all of this on the wide screen, HD Super AMOLED, and the S Pen capability is a great new experience on this device. There are lots of other specialized applications using the S Note. These include the sketchbook, the Draw Mania, the fastest painter application, and many such more exciting ones. So as I said, for the developers, it's a whole new dimension of applications that they would be able to create using the S Pen APKs. A bit towards the accessories, well, we've got very premium accessories for this very premium device. The flip covers have been popular ever since we've got them on our high-end and our premium smartphones. And make no mistake, that and many more accessories would also be available for this device. The flip covers, for example, actually replace the existing back unit of your device, give it a whole new back unit with a leather flip on top. So it acts as a battery cover as well as a screen cover. It also comes with a slit, so when you have to talk using the flip cover, it has a slit, so your speech and your voice pickup and sound pickup of that is not at all hindered, and the sound comes clean. There are other great accessories, including the fact that there are lots of color covers to this, there are pouches to this, there are desktop stands, car stands, charging stations, you name it, there's a plethora of accessories. We would even be providing S Pens and different types of S Pens with S Pen points out there as out-of-box accessories to fit various consumers and all their needs. As I mentioned, it has a smart dock. The smart dock is really interesting, really powerful. It literally turns your Note 2 into a PC. So you dock your device, given its large display, well, you've got all kinds of ports suddenly activated around your device. It's got HDMI, 3 USB ports, audio, video, it's got charging, it's got data sync capabilities. You name it, this device is suddenly ported fully. As Mr. Park mentioned, the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 is going to be available in retail stores in India in a week from now. To begin with, this device will be retailed out of our Samsung exclusive stores, our smartphone cafes that is, as well as our Samsung digital plazas, and some of our key retail partners out there in the marketplace. This would be available exclusively through these stores in the initial part. Not just this device will come with a 9-month EMI-free, interest-free EMI option. And last but not the least, the device is going to be priced at 39,990 rupees. Effectively, the EMIs are going to come nearly at 4,500 rupees per month for 9 months. This device would be available through our exclusive stores. So ladies and gentlemen, I've pretty much come towards the end of what all I had to share, the whole repository of features and many more that I could not overhear about the Galaxy Note 2. They're best experienced by you all over there and our helpful promoters there. At this stage, I'd like to call back on stage and invite back on stage, as I promised you, Imtiaz. Imtiaz has been living with this device for the last few days, and we gave it to him to live with it and do what he would with his device typically, and share with us his experiences. So let's hear it from Imtiaz. What were his views and experiences using the Galaxy Note 2 over the last few days? May I have Imtiaz, please? Hi, Imtiaz. Come. So tell us, Imtiaz, how's your experience been using this device?
You know, the best thing, Asim, is that I'm very happy to be here to talk about a device like this, which is Samsung Galaxy Note 2, because I don't have to lie in front of all of you. And there are features in this which I recommend very, very highly. And it's been a very, I mean, of course we'll go into the detail, but it's an extremely smart, exciting piece of equipment here.
Great. No surprises there, but what were some of the key things you enjoyed using about this device? What was your observation?
See, in the beginning, since I'm a movie director, I like to watch things a little bigger in size. So that's why I like this. And it has the 16:9 ratio, aspect ratio, which is cinematic. This is how you watch a film on a screen. And it is very high quality resolution. You know, the HD screen is very good, so you don't miss out on the detail. So when you're watching a video, for instance, if I've shot something and I want to refer back to it, which we have to do a million times, then this is a good size to do it. On a small screen size, you cannot really do it. Then you need a tablet. And, you know, this one is between, the size is large for a smartphone. It is somewhere between a smartphone and a tablet, I think. And so that works. That's the obvious thing. But more than that, there is this, you know, the smart pen.
Yes.
This is the really magical thing, I think, about Samsung Galaxy Note 2, because this really sets you free. This does all the work that usually you would do with a smartphone. Indeed. And what I really like about it is the Air View feature. Mm-hmm. Usually what happens is that everybody is busy, and so am I. So you get a lot of mails. You don't want to miss out the important ones, and you don't want to waste your time going through everything at that particular point of time. So this, just hovering it on the mails, for instance, or pictures, etc., will enable you to go directly to the one that you want. Indeed. And then later on you can check out the rest. So this is almost, sometimes in a running video, you'd like to see what happens on the, let's say, 22nd minute. And it gives you a reference frame while the video runs. Exactly. So that you can see, oh, so fine, so let me just straight go there if you're editing or something.
Great.
So millions of things like that, you know. So these two things, and should I go on? Because there is this other very exciting thing which I'd like to highlight, which I think is very convenient. Usually, technology also befuddles you.
True.
You know, there's so much technology, and then you take out a phone, and there are so many icons, and you don't know how this works. You've got to ask somebody and things like that. Suppose you take your Galaxy Note 2 and you assume you know nothing. You know, then again this pen comes handy, and there is this quick command feature. I'm telling you as though you don't know, you know everything, but I'm just telling you what
But I'm hearing it from you, and I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah, so then you, on the screen, if you just, you'll have your code. So if you just write what you want, the phone does it for you. For instance, if I put a hash, and if that's my code for the phone, and put your name after that, so the phone will directly call you. I don't have to go through the contact list, and I don't have to worry about where your name lies over there. It straight away takes. And the same feature applies on anything. I'll say, I'll put a particular word or letter, and the Wi-Fi switch is on or off, or, you know, I put a Y and YouTube comes on. So these things really save time.
I must say, Imtiaz, you've really been putting the device through its paces. You've really put the stress test on this one. Great. Great. Yeah. So you enjoyed it.
It's very, very enjoyable, yeah.
That's
it's
awesome.
Very enjoyable. It saves time.
And being a director and coming from the field that you come from, do you see the expressiveness of this device or the S Pen capability in your field, in creativity? So video, for example, you spoke about.
Yes. For instance, if I start with reading scripts, okay, I have to read a lot of scripts. I write, then I have to make changes, and I have to send. And I'm constantly in touch with 50 people, all of who do different things. So if I'm reading a script that somebody has sent me, what I can do is just write my comments on top of that script and send it back to him. Or send it to anybody. For instance, I say scene number 1, I'm reading and I'm saying, okay, at this point of time, his costume changes, and I mark that out and send to the costume director. So that kind of thing is very important, very, very easy for me as far as scripts are concerned. But going beyond, see, I'm in touch with, let's say, the costume director, the art designer, etc., etc. So if I'm going through, let's say, the internet, and I see an interesting design, or I see a person who I think is a good reference, so I can just mark that out with, again, this pen, and just send it to that person then and there, and even write a comment that, and there is also this color reference thing, where I can mark out a particular color from anywhere and send it to a person instantly and say that this is the color I was talking about, or this is the cut I was talking about, etc. So there's also visual instruction that goes. So for me, that becomes very, very important. Apart from, and of course you can edit here. Sometimes what we do is that we do a rough edit to see whether something is working out. So you have the ability to do that. And of course there is a video that has been made, which will be presented now in front of all of you, which has been shot on the Note 2, and which has also been edited on the Note 2. But more of that later.
Let's see the video. Come, just see on the side so they can just stay here. I think that's a fantastic...
Sorry. All right. I know you have a lot to share with all these lovely people here, but just before we go ahead, this is a thorough surprise for everyone here. So can I have that surprise element on stage? Just before Imtiaz departs. So why don't you pull what's in the box for us, and let's have a look at what lies inside.
You go first.
Here's yours.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's been enough suspense, ladies and gentlemen. Presenting the all-new Samsung Galaxy Cameo.
This is a surprise package for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I should have done the product presentation on Note 2. The way Imtiaz, I think, has been baptized by this device and what all he's unraveled of it, I think it's fantastic. It's been a pleasure having you, Imtiaz. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see the camera. Come a little further. Let's show the camera. Just the camera. Yes.
अभी आप लोग का खींचो फोटो.
Samsung Galaxy camera.
Thank you once again, Imtiaz. It's been a pleasure having you over here and some of the great insights you've shared on the Note 2. You really unraveled this device. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the surprise package of the day. What I hold in my hand is the all-new Samsung Galaxy camera. This is a smart camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this device was released and showcased recently internationally. We have it here in India today to share with you and give you a brief preview of it. We promise you that we'll come back again and give you much more details and much more experiences hands-on on this device at a shorter date. We plan to launch the Samsung Galaxy camera in India before Diwali, within the month, within about 30 days from now. I just want to take some key aspects around this device with you and leave the details for later. Ladies and gentlemen, this device is the melting pot of all that our smartphones stand for and all that our imaging capability and prowess stands for, and both put together connected. What I mean to say is that this device comes with the latest Android 4.1 OS. It comes with full Android capabilities as they are. It gives consumers access to over 600,000 applications that the Play Store offers. So in its fullest, truest sense, it's a charged up Android 4.1 device. Does pretty much everything that we are accustomed to and we've grown to enjoying about our smartphones and smart devices. If that's one dimension about it, the other part that I spoke of is that it's a camera. It's not a phone. It's a camera which comes with 21x optical zoom and a 16 megapixel CMOS sensor, which basically puts together the best of imaging capabilities that there are to this camera. It has other very intuitive and very smart imaging and image editing and image capturing capabilities, which, as I said, we'll speak at a later date in more detail about. But suffice to say at this stage to you here that this is the epitome of both imaging as well as the smart capability. And this is not where it ends. This is a 3G device. It comes with a micro SIM portability into it, a SIM card portability into it, which gives consumers 21 Mbps of HSPA speeds. It comes with Wi-Fi 4.0. It comes with Wi-Fi Direct. It comes with basically turbo speed connectivity now. So conceptually, this device is going to take cameras into the realm of smart devices with instant connectivity. So what is your wow picture or your wow moment, you also share now. You don't go transfer, use cords, cables, upload gradually, carry on a micro USB. I think those will be things of the past very soon with devices coming like this from Samsung. More details on this device as we come closer to the launch in a month from now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you all over here for the launch of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 and the revelation of the Samsung Galaxy camera. Thank you very much. With this, I'm going to invite my colleague, Manu, and we'd be happy to take any questions should you all have. You have a mic? One mic as well, please.
두 개를 합해보는 거 보니까 좀 잘못했네. 본사 시키가 하라고.
Does he need a mic?
Thanks.
Check.
So any questions, please?
Hi. Is there any pricing that's been decided for the Galaxy camera?
There is, but we'll discuss it at a time opportune, closer to the launch.
This is Appaji from CNBC. Can you give us some details about the sales of Note right now and your overall market share in mobile segment, and also the target sales for Note 2, and how many pieces you are launching in India right now?
We started the Note journey about a year ago, globally as well as in India. Let us share the glad fact that it's been a resounding success. We sold over 10 million devices in nearly 9 months worldwide. India has been one of the lead markets as well, and we've consumers have taken to the Note category as it stands very swiftly and very well in this market. We recently launched, as Mr. Park also mentioned in his presentation, the Note 800, the Galaxy Note 800, which is a tablet format of a device, 10.1-inch display size. Add to that today's Galaxy Note 2 that we've launched. So we are enlarging and we are enhancing our portfolio of devices and products with the Note capability. In terms of our overall market shares in smartphones, we currently enjoy about 49% market share by value. And yes, we believe the Note is going to come and propel especially the high-end segment of smartphones into another orbit, and that's our expectation plan, and thereby take our shares much higher. Yeah. So we wouldn't be able to advise on specific numbers, but suffice to say that this would contribute over about 10-15% of our overall smartphone sales, the Note set of devices.
So are you attributing it to Note 1 sales or?
No, the Note portfolio of devices. So as I mentioned that, with the launch of Note 2 as well, we believe Note smart devices would contribute anywhere between 10 to 15% of our overall smartphone sales. Within India? Yes.
Hi. So do you have any plans for Google now, in the Note 2, because we didn't find it there, and that's apparently an inherent app in Jelly Bean.
Okay, there's lots about this device. Unfortunately, we couldn't cover in this short time, but yes, Google Now is very much part of the operating system 4.1 version itself, and indeed it comes in this device as well. Any other questions?
Any questions to Mr. Manu Sharma?
Has there been some impact of the visible slowdown in spending on this segment, on the smartphone segment, and specifically to your phones?
I didn't get your question.
There is a very obvious slowdown in the market in most of the consumer markets. So have you seen a bit of an impact of this?
Fortunately, it's not hit the smartphones or the overall phones market in that much sense. No, we don't see that impact here.
The Note that's already available here. I mean, in terms of, is the pricing going to be the key differentiator when you position both the products in the market?
It's not about pricing per se. Note 2 is an evolution over the Note 1 itself, which has been there in the marketplace for the last year. Both these devices, in fact, all three devices, including the Note 800, is aimed at all expressionists. All expressionists who use smartphones today and are limited, that's precisely where this one unique story, which is the Galaxy Note story, is going to play out for them. So all devices will play their part and play their role in the marketplace for consumers.
And you also talked about this Note category contributing about 10 to 15% of sales.
Yes.
How's that actually going to expand the Samsung's market in India? I mean, apart from contributing 10% or 15% of the revenues, how much would be the incremental addition to the overall sales and volume here?
Again, I won't give specific advice in terms of the numbers, but let me just recall one point. I think during Mr. Park's presentation, he mentioned that this is a true creation if there was ever one, in creation of a category called Note. And Note is different from anything which is a tablet or a conventional smartphone in the sense that it comes with the power of a pen, and the power of input and power of creativity and expression. So that's a whole new creation of a category from nowhere, frankly. And as it plays out, this is in the top bracket of smart devices out there in the marketplace. So clearly it's going to help, and it is already helping, and we've seen it worldwide as well as in India. It's really helped us grow and expand the base of top-end, the high-end smartphones out there in the marketplace. So it's going to come and fuel that.
No, but if I may ask one more question, where actually is the market coming from? Is it the existing smartphone users who are actually moving to the Note category, or is it a new category that's getting created out of a regular phone user kind of?
We see a lot of existing smartphone users elevate and upgrade to the Note capability that this device or these devices
What
offer.
percentage is getting transitioned there?
I wouldn't have a specific number because we don't have a specific study to quote out of. But our own market sense tells us that predominantly the market is upgrading from existing smartphone users. They're seeing a whole new form of expression and creativity that is hitherto not possible in conventional unidirectional input devices, which are smartphones or tablets as they stand. These devices enable it.
Just to answer your question, the premium smartphone market is doubling every year. That's one. Secondly, when we launched the Note 1 first time, while we had the premium smartphone portfolio with us, we saw a huge growth in the new editions of the Note consumer itself. So we're seeing new customers also, imbibing this product and really going after and appreciating this new category. So we see literally within the smartphone a new category of product called Note existing now. And that's why the portfolio of products being rolled out.
Excuse me. Once Windows 8 is released, can we expect a phablet from Samsung running on WP8?
Yes. It's already, I think, been showcased and shared recently at a global platform, and over time that would be there.
That was the Active
But more
S,
details
right?
closer towards the launch of Windows 8 itself.
So the focus is clearly on the high-end segment. There, so that is what is going to drive the Samsung Mobile in India. Would that be safe to say?
No. Samsung is a full-range player, and if you see our address to consumers and address of our portfolio out there in the marketplace, we are full range if there was one player out there in the market straddling all these feature, operating system, input styles, and price bands. So whichever way you want to cut the market and see it, we mark a presence everywhere. Just to flavor that, our price bands go in excess of 40,000 rupees to 1,000 rupees. Our OS goes from smartphones and various open operating systems, not just one particular one, various open operating systems to Java and feature phone systems, single SIMs, dual SIMs, various form factors out there in the marketplace, GSM, CDMA, 2G, 3G. So whichever way you want to cut the market, we mark a very stated and a strong presence in that. We're a full range player. Clearly, this is extremely important in the marketplace because there is a segment such as the high-end smartphones as well, and we continue to drive and lead that.
Well, we just have enough time left for the last two questions.
Okay.
So I request you all to please direct that to Mr. Varsi and Mr. Sharma accordingly.
Yeah, sure.
So just a follow-up question to my last one. So are there any launches lined up in the lower priced bands?
Yes, that's an ongoing thing. In India, we typically launch anywhere between 35 to 40 new models per annum. And the year is far from over right now. And yes, you can expect more action and more launches across various segments.
Yeah, we do see aggressive launches from Samsung. How do you look at your competitor in this light? What kind of edge you have with your phones? And where would you be visualizing Samsung phones to be, especially smartphones, going forward?
I'll answer your question in a different way. I'll put it this way. As you all read the industry in India, the tele-density is, in its absolute terms, as large as it gets. It's a very large market. There is an existing base of users, and there's enormous upgrade happening out there. It's our business to ensure that we have a product address and feature and application and services, etc., to catch all those and address all those consumers out there. Whether it is us or whether it's any competing brand, there's enough space in this market given its size provided each brand does its job right and does its part right. So we are really busy and immersed in our side. We are fairly inward looking in that sense. We are focusing on what needs to be the right things for us to be able to grow the market and grow through the consumer out there.
So what kind of reviews you see? I believe you must be watching the reviews as against your competitor, iPhones especially.
So therefore, your question being?
Yeah, what kind of reviews you see and what kind of sense you get?
The same reviews that you all
on
see.
your competition.
The same reviews that you all see.
And what's the strategy out there?
So, well, each brand to its own, and it would not be in my capacity here to comment on other brands and their strategies and their strengths or non-strengths, as the case may be. That's not our purview out here. The key is, are we pushing the boundaries? Are we innovating? Are we getting out truly new experiences? And today is an ode to that. So when you look at the Note 2, for example, and I'd actually posed this question back to you and to friends from the media, that if there was innovation and if there was creativity of one type, where is Note 2 in that then? You know, Note 2 is probably taken performance, productivity, creativity, expression to an entirely different level. So, well, that's our focus area. We would innovate on our own strengths and our own portfolio.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you get your answer with that, my gentlemen out there, with respect to what strategy and what our feelings are on our competitors. We're here to compete with ourselves, and I'm sorry to say I'll have to close the question and answer session, considering that we're running against time. Well, thank you, Mr. Vasi, and thank you, Mr. Sharma. Thank you so much for your absolutely amazing inputs. Can I please request you to take your seats?
Thank you all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's been a fantastic afternoon. For all other queries that you have in mind, please make sure you walk through the experience zone, and you're free to grab whatever. That's Avneet Kohli signing off. Thank you so much.